I think Barry had like a short list of actresses that he was interested in to play Sharon, and I was supposed to meet with him before I started something, before I started another project. Oh, no, before I was going on a much needed vacation. But after I read the script, I wanted to read the book, and I didn't want to meet with him before I read the book. And my agents were like, well, you don't really have to do that. And I'm like, no, I've never met him, but I think he's a cat that would appreciate that I do want to read the book, and he'll make the time. And that was the case. So I read the book and then FaceTimed with Barry. He was in Montreal, and I was in Mexico. And we ended up, it was supposed to be, a quick 30-minute FaceTime conversation. And I think we ended up being on there for like an hour and change. I think Sharon Rivers represents just so many Black women during this early 70s. There are parts of her that remind me of probably just a combination of my aunts, my mother, my grandmother. Sharon was a woman that's a very strong woman. I don't feel like she has any education beyond high school because she was a singer, and she went out and tried to make her way as a singer, and it didn't work out, as it doesn't for so many people. And along the way, she met Joe Rivers, who is played by Colman Domingo, who's absolutely amazing. And they fell in love, and he's a man with a good job, and she has odd jobs and does things to bring a little extra income into the family home. And just a happy family that loves each other. Although it's Tish and Fonny's story, it's told through Tish's eyes. Anyone that's read the book knows that. But I think that you've got this family, the Rivers women, Tish, Ernestine, and Sharon, who are just open and full of love and big hearts. And then comes in the Hunt family. Those three women are closed and uptight. And there's a wonderful scene in the film, and it was wonderful in the book, where these six women square off with each other. And it's just really interesting to see just how colorful we all can be, especially when you feel like your back is up against the wall. And it's this moment in the movie when all six women feel like their backs are up against the wall for different reasons. Sharon sees a bit of Joe in Fonny, and a hard-working young man. When you see that, you want that to be nurtured and for him to possibly grow into a man like Joe. And she realizes when they met Fonny, that he's not in the best setting to thrive like a Joe did. He has a mother and sisters that aren't so loving, and a father that loves him, but they don't know how to express love to each other. And Sharon saw that, I think, very early on, and just that big heart can't help but to welcome him in. Tish is so precious. Sharon realizes very early on that if she allows her to feel bad about what's happened, it could break her daughter's heart. And she's already going through so much heartbreak with the love of her life being accused of something that he didn't do, and the possibility of never getting out of prison, because although Tish is young, she has been able to witness Black men never coming back once they go to prison. So this is a terrifying time. Sharon has seen a lot in life, knows what the stress of something can do to a mother carrying, and I think immediately takes that lioness thing that she possesses and kicks it into overdrive. You know, she's really gonna protect Tish now. And the best way she sees it is to make sure that she knows and realizes how much she's loved and accepted, and that you didn't do anything wrong. It's part of the circle of life. He knows this story. You can tell he's lived with this story. Like he's dug in deep to Beale Street, and he's been so great with the script at deciding which lines to take directly from the book and have them be word for word in the script, and which ones not, which scenes to play out long and big, and which ones to just not even have in there at all. It's amazing how similar his script and the book is. I've never seen that before. It's funny because when a lot of us are having conversations about, you know, with wardrobe or with hair and makeup, we have to stop and go, okay, was that in the book or was that in the script? Because he did an amazing job at adapting the book. I've never seen anything like it. It's really great to be in the actual location where a show or movie takes place. So often, you know, you're shooting in Atlanta for Los Angeles, or Atlanta for New York, or Atlanta for, you see how I feel about Atlanta? But it's been great to be able to tell the story of Beale Street in the city that it was written in. I lived in New York for the first time in '93, so it looks quite different than what it looked like in the 70s, in the 90s, and 2017 from the 90s. So I know that it's been fascinating to watch Barry. You can't be too wide with shots, but he finds a way to be just wide enough and make sure the set decoration is just perfect, just looking down that one way, so that we do get those feelings of being in Harlem, because it's really important. In Baldwin's book, you can almost hear the music. You can smell the smells when, you know, when Tish and Bonnie go into Pedrocito's restaurant. It's like, I'm smelling it, you know? I want to drink the wine with them. So it's been very cool to actually be in New York.